Ryan Brown here from J. Ryan Brown Law, and today, as you can see, we're going to talk about first offender pleas, and particularly some things that are important to know about utilizing first offender here in Georgia. What first offender is a provision that really gives folks a second chance if they've never really been in any trouble before. It's used when you enter a guilty plea. You can request that it be entered pursuant to first offender. But you're only eligible to use first offender assuming that you've never used first offender before and that you've never been convicted of a felony before. It's okay if you have a misdemeanor conviction before. You may still be eligible to use first offender, but no felonies. First offender has pros and cons as it relates to whether or not it's a good decision to use first offender. Some of the pros are that if you successfully complete a first offender plea, meaning you complete your entire sentence successfully without ever getting in trouble or violating your probation, then there's never any conviction. The case is what they call discharged, and you're never convicted of the crime. So if you use first offender on a felony case and you successfully complete first offender, then you can honestly and legally answer people if they ask if you're a convicted felon in the negative and say, no, I'm not. And that is that's the primary purpose of first offender, is to keep people from becoming felons because of one poor choice they've made in their life. Now, not everything about first offender is great. There are some risks associated with utilizing first offender. For instance, if you violate first offender, then prosecutors, when they violate your probation, can attempt to adjudicate you guilty and actually make you that convicted felon, assuming you're using this on a felony case. And in addition to that, they can actually re-sentence you. So if the range of punishment was 1 to 20 years and you got 5 years of probation, and if year 4 they adjudicate you guilty, they can actually re-sentence you and impose that remaining time, that remaining 16 years in your sentence, which is a substantial risk that your lawyer and you definitely need to talk about before you choose to use first offender. There's another provision in Georgia law that is frankly underused, in my opinion, that is available to people when they enter a first offender plea. And it's in the court's discretion, meaning your attorney should be asking the court for it on most first offender pleas, but the court ultimately gets to decide whether or not to give this to you. And that is to seal your records. There's a Georgia law that went into effect a couple of years ago that allows you to request the court to literally place your file under seal while your case is going on. And you may ask why that's important. Well, the entire purpose of first offender is to protect your future, protect you from becoming a convicted felon, etc. Protect your employment possibilities, your education possibilities particularly. But on first offender, the public clerk's file, even if you're on first offender, is still available. So your lawyer needs to be asking to have that file sealed, where no one can go down to the clerk's office and pull your records. An employer can't, a school can't, nobody like that. Because even if you're on first offender, they can still go see that you've been charged if you're not careful. So it's important that you file that motion to restrict your records at the time of entering your plea and ask the court. Make the court tell you yes or no. The worst they can do is tell you no. And try to have those records placed under seal. It's not a complicated motion. You need to be consulting with your lawyer about it. All first offender pleas should be entered with the advice of counsel, obviously, as they are, everybody's case is different. So, again, today we talked about first offender pleas, some of the pros and cons, and you can see our phone number here, 470-635-1725. If you ever have any questions, feel free to shoot us a text, and we'll get right back with you.